guys, it's Bear with the Gimpy Camper. I'm coming at you today here, just going to talk to you about some issues that I've had while trying to use my phone to watch TV in the camper. My antenna doesn't work. That's a pretty common problem that people have. I could fix it fairly easily, but I don't really watch that much TV. And to be honest, I just use it late at night sometimes if I don't feel like sitting by the fire, or if it's raining. Basically when it's raining, when I watch TV in the camper. But I do have a camper, so I can have those luxuries at home if I want to. Now, the problem is using your phone to watch the TV. So you have a few different options there. I don't have cable or satellite or anything like that at home because I feel like it's a waste of money. And I watch most everything that I could watch on there with a couple of different subscription services that we have. We subscribe to Hulu. We also subscribe to Netflix. I don't watch Netflix that often. I've thought about canceling it a couple of times, but I think my wife still watches it fairly regularly. And so, how do I get that on my TV in my camper? Well, your first option is not to use the TV in the camper. Just hold your device and watch your device. I've never been a big fan of the iPad just because they're so heavy. After you hold them for just a few minutes, it's not comfortable for me. Basically, I got an iPhone X, and with the iPhone X, I feel like the screen's big enough where I'd never really want to use the iPad. But the biggest thing that I do use the iPad for is I have a holder in my truck, and I use it for the navigation system with Waze when we're on the road. I did put data back on there solely to try to get around this whole problem that I have while trying to watch TV, and that's data usage. That's the only reason I put data back on this thing. Turns out it didn't really help that much. I do have Verizon's unlimited data plan. Most everywhere that we go, I get decent coverage, and so that works. But the problem is, how do you get the data to the TV? That's the big issue. The most common way, if you don't have a smart TV, to get the signal from the phone to the TV is going to be to use a third-party device. Whether it's the Apple TV, the Amazon Fire Stick, a Roku. I've just had one of these basically since they've came out. And for the subscription services that I use, this works pretty good. The upside to all these devices is that they're pretty easy to use. But there's a downside. With Verizon and my unlimited internet, I can have internet all day long on these things, but they only give me 15 gigabytes in order to use for a hotspot. To use any of these other things, you have to have a hotspot. And I don't know if you know this, but it doesn't go very far if you're watching movies. So, what do you do? There is only one way that I found where you can use the data on your phone without using the hotspot to get it to the TV. And that's one of these little suckers right here for an iPhone anyway, or an iPad. And so you have a lightning connector up here, and on the bottom you have a lightning connector where you have to have a power cord. It does charge your phone while you're using it. And then you have an HDMI cable that goes for output and then the other end of the HDMI will go in the TV. So when you set the source on HDMI, you plug all this stuff in, it has about a 5-second delay there, and then your image from your phone pops up on the TV. Now I'm going to be honest, I don't have all of that worked out yet because I've had some issues with it. The number one issue that I've had is if you apparently have another movie service that we use is Vudu. If you have a movie saved to your phone, for some reason it just says that it won't play. It will play the streaming movies. It will play anything that I've tried to play on Netflix, and I have played some YouTube videos through there, and I've also played some Hulu show on there just to make sure that it would work. So that's the good part of this. It uses your data without using the hotspot. But what's the bad part? Well, the bad part is it's kind of bulky because you got all these cords hanging around. Depending on the size of your cords, you probably got to leave your phone or your device near the TV. That's why I'm going to leave the service on this thing so I can still use my phone while we're watching TV. The first one that I had, yes, this is the second one, because the first one that I had, it had some discoloration up here on the plug. I don't know if something was wrong there, but it didn't work consistently. And that was not a good thing considering the second con of this. That's the price. So this little booger right here is going to cost you almost 50 bucks. They do have them at most Walmarts. If you're going to watch TV a lot and you watch it through your phone and you don't have unlimited hotspot, I think this is about your only option. I only have one last problem with this thing, and it's the biggest thing that gets on my nerves. I have the newest iOS update on my phone, but every time your phone automatically goes to sleep after however long you have that set for, the screen on the TV freezes up. So then you have to go back and you got to log back in your phone. According to the things I looked up on the internet, you're supposed to be able to turn that off where you can change the time. But with the newest iOS, according to where I found and where it says to look, it says there's an option. There's not an option to turn that off. You can change it from anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. So I changed it to 5 minutes. It's not as irritating about that, but it's a perfect opportunity. If you know how to fix that, hit me up in the comments, because you will save some brain cells. I don't have too many. Thanks, guys. Hope this helped give you a solution for some issues, but you know, we're all in this together. Be sure to like and subscribe.